Hey guys, and welcome back to the Hobbydude 007 channel and Model Cars and Coffee with Hobbydude. Actually, Model Cars and Coffee on Hobbydude. Just spilled some on my pants, so I'm going to have to go make a change. Anyway, today I want to share with you a build that's 2 years old from the small scale group build that was hosted by Brian over at BG's Model Workshop and Sean at the Scale Model Car Guy channel. But this was one of the most unique for me and fun. It's Pro Street, and again, I had fun with this one. Let's take a look. Bring your model to life with MCV products. Visit them on the World Wide Web at mcvproducts.net. The small-scale group build is, of course, anything smaller than your 1/24th, 1/25th standard model cars. And it could be a 32nd scale, 43rd scale, or smaller. And I chose for this one the 69 Chevy Nova SS from Atlantis. And I thought about making it into a race car. And the more I thought about it, I thought, you know what, let's do something really outside the box for me anyway. And that's do a Pro Street. So I took all the parts out, examined them really well, and I got an idea of what it was going to take. Then I got a hold of my buddy Miguel over at Hobbyworks at the time and said, I need some Pro Street tires. He had a great set of Cooper Cobras, and so I went ahead and had him shrink down to 32nd scale, a set of these, along with some unique wheels, and I'll show those to you here in a second. But I also was going to need some custom racing type seats for it. And I wanted a monster motor in it, so I had him shrink down one of his 632 big blocks, and I tell you, this thing turned out to be cool. And he also sent along 3 transmissions. He knows I love Linkos, so he sent a 3-speed and 4-speed Linko along with an absolutely gorgeous trimming. Well, from here, it was time to get busy. So I got my measurements from the parts when they came in and started fabricating Pro Street tubs for the chassis. And I had to cut into the chassis quite a bit there. And I think they turned out, as you can see here, pretty well. And then it was time to narrow that rear end to accommodate those great big tires. So we took out the leaf springs. We're going to have to make a 4-link system, which honestly, pretty easy to do, even in this scale. Once all of that was done, we started test fitting things. You guys know how I am about test fit, test fit, test fit. And as you see here, the rims I decided to go with were just standard Chevrolet Rally wheels. I just had them deep set on the front and for the rear for the Pro Street, and wanted to keep that little bit of kind of stock look to it. And then it was time to test fit for the stance. Now, while I like this stance, I did go ahead and drop it, as you'll see in just a minute, a little bit more, because Pro Streets are usually dragging the weeds. Well, then it was time to start getting color on it, so we wrapped up the interior in a nice tan with black carpet, and then the tires and wheels. The tires were painted in Tamiya rubber black after primer, and the wheels were done in polished aluminum and a pretty generous wash of Tamiya dark gray panel liner down in there. I think that really gave them some contrast. And the engine itself, that big 632, painted in about 4 shades of all clad. The belts were done in the Tamiya rubber black, and you can see the carbon fiber decals up on the intake up there. But I think this turned out pretty good. Then it was time to do a test fit, and as you can see, the headers didn't want to cooperate, so there had to be some alterations there a little bit. But overall, looked pretty good. And as you can see, the color, by the way, is Tamiya TS92 metallic orange, which is kind of a deep, rich orange, which I thought was just beautiful, and it really fit this car. Let's get over and take a look at it on the turntable. And here it is, our 1/32nd scale Atlantis Pro Street Nova. This thing really turned out pretty well. I like the color combo. Don't know how I came up with it, to be honest with you, but it just worked. But I decided to replace all of the chrome, trim around the windows, everything like that, with just black Sharpie there. And I did a semi-gloss black on the grill and the tail panel between the tail lights with, to me, a semi-gloss black. I really think the wheels and the stance turned out really nicely. Let's get down here where you can see that front end a little better. And I did the bumpers in body color. I just think it looked mean that way. I've seen a number of cars done that way, and I just thought it looked mean. The deep set rally wheels. I look at the back side at those Pro Street tires. The tag says 454, but we know it's a 632, so it's a sleeper. The engine, as I said, there's a number of colors in it. I decided I was going to display it beside the car because there's so much cool detail there with the carbon fiber, the wiring, even the dipstick. I added, you see the yellow, well, if you can see it there, the yellow dipstick there. But I decided to leave that out there. You know, I do a lot of my builds as exploded views anyway, so you can see a lot of the extra details there. And I think this is cool. In fact, I've thought about doing similar paint scheme with a couple of things I would do different in a 24th scale, or 25th scale, excuse me. But a Pro Street that just looks cool. And, you know, the Nova and the Camaro were always among the favorites. And I love the Camaro, but after doing this one, I sway, as far as doing a Pro Street, I'm swaying toward doing a Nova. But very cool. And like I said, just a really cool low stance. Just a mean looking sitting still. Well, guys, that will be it for this one. Hope you enjoyed. I do have a couple other 30-second scales that I did for the small scale group build. Maybe share some of those with you coming up too. All right, guys, that is it. Hope you all have an absolutely awesome Sunday and a great week, guys. God bless. I will see you in the next video.